It's the minutes and buildings and grounds.
I so move.
I'll second it. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, any questions or discussion on the consent agenda?
No.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Next up, we have Curtis Hamstra, Chief Juvenile Court Officer. Discussion decision on replacing the seating on the 5th floor. And Curtis, who do you have with you today?
This is Kim Matthews. She is my administrative specialist.
She the one with the money?
She's the one with the brains.
All right, Curtis, you're up.
All right. Thank you for throwing me on the agenda. I appreciate it. Just as a quick intro, I came on board here in August. And one of the things that I did as the Chief Juvenile Court Officer, I went around to the whole district and looked at kind of the needs and wants of the district. And what I am proposing to this board is purely a want. It is not a need, but what I am requesting the board to consider, I've met with 2 different vendors and I've gotten quotes, and I've also met with the county attorney. We share a lobby upstairs, and one of the very first impressions that I had when I came on is I stepped out of the doors up there, and the seating area up there is some very long old bench seatings, and it is not inviting. It is at the risk of offending our detention friends. It looks very much like a detention lobby. And one of the things that we have transitioned from juvenile court is from the nailing them and jailing them to how we work with our families and how we engage. And I think that starts the moment you step off the doors of the elevator. I'm very appreciative in the fact that some of the county board members, when I asked to be put on the agenda, came upstairs and saw what we were looking at. And also very appreciative in the fact that I know this is a little bit of a difficult request, because here I am, a state employee, asking for the county for money. And so I understand that there's some logistics and some things for there. We were able to get a good quote, I think, for some lobby chairs that are under $5,000 total, and that is with the chairs along with the installation and everything. And I just think that it would be an improvement upstairs. And that's why I'm requesting the board to consider this. I have also met with buildings and grounds, and it looks like we're able to repurpose some of these chairs to go to other areas, maybe possibly in the county.
Chairs or the benches?
The benches.
Yeah. Okay.
You have the pictures of what you're looking at,
Yep.
Curtis?
There you go, sir. What I have is the quote for each of you, and then kind of what it will look like up there.
The one question I have, and maybe this is for Matt as well. Oh, I see. They'll be tied together.
Yeah, so what we looked at is to maximize the effort up there. We're not having the foot travel that we had in the past, because juvenile court, a lot of them are out in the field and they're coming back to the office to do different notes. And so what we have had, and I've worked with the county attorney on this, is basically setting it up for 2 U-shaped things with a little side table in the middle. So that way then flow and everything else up there is conducive.
The first impression I got, and when I spoke with Mitch, was those chairs, they're all kind of molded together with that steel frame. And is that so they stay on the floor?
I do not know the history. You mean on this new proposal?
No, on the old one.
I don't know the history of that. I just know that when they got moved upstairs, I think that was just what was given to us.
I think, in my personal opinion, with this setup, having 2 chairs put together, the odds of them getting thrown around or anything like that are slimmer.
Right.
That was my only concern about having individual chairs.
Right.
So I think you've, at least in my opinion, I think you did a good job on it.
And you'll notice in the proposal too that there's 2 chairs that we're requesting that are more for the heavier set inclined individuals. So one on either side, for one on the county attorney side and one on the juvenile court side. So you'll see that we're requesting 5 of the 2 chairs with the little table, and then 2 chairs of a person that would exceed 350 pounds, just in case we do have somebody that frequents our services that might need that accommodation.
Matt, you've seen that?
I haven't seen the actual proposal, but I have no opposition to us getting different furniture up there. I mean, I don't disagree, it's not very welcoming. I'm less concerned about that, I think, than Curtis is, because most of the people that come to my door, we do get victims we have to deal with, and those that we get concerned, about, usually they don't wait too long out in the lobby, we get them in. The other folks that are at our office more involuntarily, I'm less concerned with, but, I certainly have no opposition to an update. It's been
Were they,
the same stuff.
were those ones that exist there now all taped off and not able to be used during COVID then?
They were, yeah.
So there was no seating at that point?
Well, we had to do the 6-foot distancing, so we
Right.
taped off 3 seats and one open.
The state has like $1 billion of surplus. We can't get $5,000 out of them.
So in regards to that, I've gone to my contacts at the state, and we're not set for juvenile court for any that type of things for about another 2 years. That's part of the strategic plan for us. I was told that it's going to take me 2 years to have this request go through.
Also, you want a loan.
By meeting with you one time, I was prepared for that. So.
Jason, you have this in your budget?
I do not. The only concern I might have is if the furniture is cloth.
So in regards to that, when we met with our vendor, I made sure that this material was going to be able to be cleaned and properly taken care of for any bodily fluids that might happen. I mean, I've been in other locations and stuff like that, that obviously that was on my mind when I talked with the vendor, and they assured me that this is something that can be cleaned and taken care of. So.
Is it cloth, Curtis?
No, it is not.
Okay.
So did you get any other quotes besides this one then?
So I did get another quote. We met with 2 vendors, and the other vendor came up with, I would say, a less than desirable quote, and then also the chairs they did not look good. I'm a fairly conservative person when it comes to spending money, and if I'm gonna spend money, I wanna do it right the first time. I don't wanna just do something. And so with what this other person was pitching, we would be dealing with broken chairs and everything else, and I'd be trying to figure this out again. So I really like the vendor, and Melvin was nice enough, he gave me the 2 different vendors to contact, and the second vendor that came in is the proposal that I'm asking the county board to adopt.
Thank you.
Yep.
What's the pleasure of the board?
I'll motion to approve, just not sure what account we should be using.
Yeah,
for this.
where do we get the money?
I mean, we can use gaming, but I'm just curious if,
I would say that probably the most logical, since it's really a one-time ask.
okay, I'll game.
Probably a furniture line in gaming I can just use anyway.
I'll second
Okay
it.
with gaming?
Yeah, I'll do that with gaming. What will we do with the benches then?
Well, there's gonna be a need for some waiting room furniture in the planning department. We have a waiting room in there, and furniture has not been purchased for that, so that could be repurposed there.
Okay.
We're talking vintage 1977 stuff, Jason.
It's still good.
That's vintage?
That makes all of us vintage.
Wow.
Have those been
Makes
up
me
there
feel
since
old.
you, been up there, Matt?
Yeah.
They have?
Well, they probably got put up there when we redid the 5th floor in 2001. Is that when we did it?
When?
2001 is when we remodeled the 5th floor.
Yeah, they're at least that old.
And as I shared, I realize that this is purely a want.
Hopefully we can, see a reciprocation down the road somewhere.
I would agree.
If the board decides to move forward with it, Jason, would you work with Curtis and you can actually do the ordering so it actually comes from the county instead of having paperwork nightmare coming from the state. All right. Any other questions for Curtis or Kim? Jason? We have a motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. There you go, Curtis.
Thank
You
you.
can work with Jason and he'll get them ordered for you. Is that all right, Jace?
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
I appreciate all your guys' support, and I saw what also this county's doing to help out Mills County with the attorney and stuff like that, so. I mean, that's all part of what I'm trying to do here is making a really good environment and a culture of collaboration, so thank you.
Yeah.
So.
Wendy. Next up, we have Wendy Mueller, Executive Director of West Central Community Action. Presentation to the board on the West Central Community Action. Discussion decision on the funding request of $15,000. Wendy,
Yes, hi.
did you have a presentation that you?
Yes, do you have the packet of information in your
I do.
board packet? Okay, then I brought copies, so I'll have Kelly. This is Kelly
you-
Malberg.
I can put it
Did
up.
you have something you wanted to put on?
No,
Oh,
no,
okay.
I'll just hand out the,
Do you want the projector on, Mitch?
She said she's fine.
no,
Okay.
you can just follow along through the handout and that will be great.
Wendy, who did you bring with you
So
today?
this is Kelly Malberg. He's the Weatherization Director for West Central Community Action.
Kelly.
Malberg,
Malberg.
Mahlberg. So good morning, and thank you for letting me present today. I appreciate it. I just want to thank you on behalf of West Central Community Action for your continued support. We are requesting $15,000, which is the same funding amount as last year. We do use the funding for outreach services and then any local match requirements needed for any services that we provide Pottawatomie County. I also want to thank Lynn for sitting on our board of directors. He does a really good job, so I just want to thank him. The packet of information you have, and I'll just go through that and you can follow along. The first page just talks about some client demographics. We served over 2,100 households and over 4,700 individuals this past fiscal year, which is fiscal year 22. Of the households that we provided services to, 44% were single households. We had 57% had an income below the 100% federal poverty guideline, and 71% were on a fixed monthly income. 44% were between the ages of 18 and 59 years of age, and 66% of clients rented their homes. On page 3, it shows the client demographics for just the Council Bluffs area. I know that you requested that information last year. So in Council Bluffs alone, we served over 1,800 households and a little over 4,000 individuals. Again, similar demographics, 44% were single households, 58% had an income below 100%, and 72% were on a fixed monthly income. 45% were between the ages of 18 and 59, and 69% rented their home. So going on to services, which start on page 5, we have Head Start, which promotes school readiness for children ages 3 to 5. And we operate 3 Head Start classrooms in Pottawatomie County, all located in CB. It serves a total of 48 children. We also partner with the CB School District, which serves an additional 50 children in 3 Council Bluffs elementary schools. We also offer Early Head Start, which provides support to low-income infants, toddlers, and pregnant women. We operate a center-based option here in Council Bluffs and serves a total of 32 children. On page 6, we have Child Care Resource and Referral. This program really assists families in selecting child care providers that best meet their needs. They also work with home providers and centers to participate in the quality rating system, provide trainings, and work with communities and businesses to find child care solutions. We do have staff who are on the Pot County for Child Care Committee, and we're also working with the CB School District with the Early Childhood Center. So we have staff that assist with that. We also offer a child and adult care food program, which promotes good nutrition, positive eating habits for children who are in registered child care homes. We had 649 children who were enrolled at 46 home providers. We also offer weatherization, which helps low-income households increase their overall energy efficiency and save money on their fuel costs. We did complete 19 homes for almost $386,000 worth of services, and the average cost per home is around $25,000. Page 7, Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program, or LIHEAP, helps low-income households pay a portion of their winter heating costs. We assisted 1,877 households for a total of almost $946,000. All of those households also received 2 supplemental payments, which a total of another almost $698,000 for a total of $1.6 million just in LIHEAP alone for Pot County. We also offer emergency crisis that helps with service continuity and reconnects and disconnects. We assisted 537 households for $387,000, and we also received ARPA ESIP funding, which assisted an additional 632 homes for another almost $398,000. We did have a new federal program this past year, which is the LIWAP program, which is the water one, that provides funds for past due water bills and also with sewer bills. We assisted 267 households, and they received almost $72,000 for that program. On page 8, we have the Family Development and Self-Sufficiency Program, or FADS. It works with at-risk families who have children and are at 175% below the federal poverty guideline. They really provide intense case management services to the participants and help them move them on the path of self-sufficiency. We assisted 126 families in Pottawatomie County with that program. And then page 9 just shows the program dollars and the value that go directly to clients and local vendors, which totaled over $5.2 million. And then page 10 shows the admin and delivery costs, which we want to keep our admin under 5% and delivery under 20%, and we did both of those things. And then page 11 is just a summary. As you can see, we spent over $5.8 million worth of services were provided by West Central Community Action. And just again, on behalf of the employees, myself, and the board of directors, just thank you for your continued support.
I got a question.
Yeah.
The new school, Council Bluffs School, early child
Yes, Center.
care, and is that gonna affect you?
No, we're working with them. Our CCNR program is working with them to help get that off the, get it started. We will work with them for early Head Start to see how we can collaborate together to make sure that we're serving all the children that they need to be served. So, no, it's a good collaboration. Like I said, we already collaborate with the school district and serve 50 children, so we have a really good partnership.
I just wonder if the 50 are gonna go down to.
Well, those are in school, so that's for Head Start, and this
Okay.
is for early Head Start. We'll have to do some collaboration to make sure all the kids are getting served. So,
Okay,
mhm.
all right.
Yes.
Are most of these, and I probably should know this, but like the weatherization program, are those owner occupied?
Both, we do rental also,
You do rentals?
yes.
Okay,
Based off a priority list, and that's how we,
and then they're only allowed to get that once every couple of years or something?
it just changed. It used to be once every 30 years, now it's once every 15 years.
Okay.
Yep.
And then you guys keep track of that then?
Yep.
The homes that
Yep.
were done? And then, the water assistance and stuff, that's homeowners and rentals both?
Yes, that's both. That's a
Really?
new federal program called LIWAP, yes.
Sure.
I go back to the weatherization. We're helping rental places fix up their homes.
Yes.
What's the percentage of that? Have you got any idea?
I can go back and get it for, but it's probably 25% are rentals.
I mean, I see the benefit, but I also question why these places aren't being kept up
The
by their
rental
owners.
person, it's gotta be the client that comes and asks for help,
Not the land.
not the landlord.
Mhm.
How's that, how do they do that when they don't own it?
They'll come, well, they go through,
LIHEAP.
LIHEAP first, and then when they qualify, they explain weatherization to them, and if they're interested, we send a letter out to the landlord stating what we do, and they have to sign off and give us permission to
Well, I mean, 20 grand's a lot of,
Yeah, I mean,
Weather
why wouldn't
safe.
you? I mean, if I was landlord, I'd absolutely do
Believe
that
it or
every
not,
time.
there is some that
Say
refuse it.
no. Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah.
So 25,000 for.
Average.
Yeah, yeah. What all are you doing? I mean, are you replacing windows and things like that
No
too, or-
windows, insulation, furnaces, water heaters.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
Well, if I'm a guy that owns some rentals, I'm gonna wanna partner with you.
And the client has to be
And that
low,
bothers me.
has to be low income. They have to apply. It has to go through them, yes.
There's a lot of companies within the city of Council Bluffs that own multiple.
Mhm.
And I wonder if we're working with them.
And we don't do units, so we don't do, apartment
I
units.
understand,
Yeah.
but each individual,
Right. Mhm.
there's.
I'm gonna say no, because I see the letters that go out to the landlords,
Okay,
unless they're doing it some other way, but I'm gonna say no on that.
okay.
but the client, there's no guarantee the client's gonna be there for even 12 months or
No.
90 days or anything once you get
And this
through.
is a federal program, so these are federal
Right.
guidelines.
This
Oh,
is the next question. Does it follow the client or does it follow the actual home itself?
Follows the home.
Okay.
The client could move to a different residence and qualify again.
That's wow.
Yeah, so this is federal, this isn't,
I mean, I think it's a great
Yeah.
program. I just worry about
yeah.
Well, are we
landlords.
missing people that are, I guess, not profiting from their property rather than individuals that are trying to just make.
And again, it's based on a priority list that's set by the state, so we get the list and then we work our way down and,
So is it federal and state or just
yeah,
federal?
federal and state, it's a pass-through through the state, so, we get the funding, it goes through Department of Energy, and then it's through DCA at the state level, and then it's passed out to the community action agencies.
Okay.
Mhm.
So you're asking for 15 from us.
Mhm.
What does that do for you and us?
So, we provided over.
Just get thrown in the mix or?
So basically, we use it for our outreach. I filled out the funding request. So it's basically for our outreach services that we provide here in Council Bluffs. And then any local match requirements that are needed for any programs that we provide for just, say like disaster services. We don't get a lot of admin for that. We also do the heat grant, which is through IWF. And so we don't get admin for distributing those energy assistance funds. So, yeah, so it's basically used for outreach here in Pot County that houses weatherization, FADS, CCRNR, and our outreach staff that does light heat, so.
Do you still have the offices down the mall?
Yes, that's where our office is. Yep, that's all the programs that are housed down there.
I surprised him and I've been the only one that's ever walked in and visited the office.
Okay.
She told me to come in sometime and I did. And it was interesting.
Okay.
It's where they do a lot of their work from.
Good.
So our admin is in Harlan, but we have an outreach office in every county, but.
Do you do an analysis after it's done of the good that it's done for you?
So basically, this shows you everything we've done in Pot County, and we do it for every county, and then we have a cumulative,
I mean, like in each individual home. Do you go
Oh.
back later? and
We
look?
can. They call it the slice report, and it shows what's done all over.
Right.
sorry, I
right.
thought you were talking about his weatherization, so,
And
yeah.
then you look at the bills and stuff.
We
Okay.
have to go back and look at their energy
It's part of the
savings, cost
federal,
savings.
state.
Yes.
And they
Okay.
gotta meet, it's called a SIR before we even do the work on a house, savings investment rest. It's gotta be at least 1-to-1. If it's below that, we don't do anything that's not gonna save them any money. It's not
Okay.
so everything we do in their house has to have that.
So they're evaluated, every house is evaluated, we have DCI, evaluators, they have to evaluate to make sure we can even do the home, it has to meet certain requirements. Then we have to bid it out, then once the work is complete, we go back and we audit it to make sure, to make sure that everything is completed and done right, and test. So we have to do all these tests to make sure there's
Okay.
energy, yes, so
That's
it's a
more
very
what I was
rigorous,
asking.
yes.
Okay.
Mhm. Oh, yes, there's a lot of steps involved with weatherization.
Thank you for all you do.
Yeah, thank you, appreciate it.
I would make a motion to approve your $15,000 request.
I'll second it.
Is there any other discussion, either for Wendy or Kelly?
Where have we been, getting that
I
from?
think it's a gaining line as well.
Is that the amount done per capita, or how do we come
No,
up with that?
we've asked 15,000 for you for a number of years, and then every county does different. just kind of based on what they want to provide. So Pot County provides the most funding, but we also do the most, spend the most money in Pot County as well, so.
Well, it's based on the need of the population, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Where did we normally get it from?
I think it usually comes out of the gaming line,
Okay,
line setup. Make sure it's a little more from last year.
okay.
Thanks for doing that.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay,
Thanks for letting me.
Anything else for him?
I'm good.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. There you go.
Thank you
Thanks
so
for all our
much.
questions too.
Yeah, thank
Thanks.
you. Appreciate it. Have a good day.
Next up, Jason Slack, Buildings and Grounds Director. Discussion decision on change order 10R, exterior gate for the treasurer's loading dock. Jason, you're up.
This is a change order in the amount of $15,088. And it's just to add a gate on the north side where the treasurer's office has that rear entrance into it. Our intention was to make it so we could take a forklift, put a pallet up there, and so we can wheel it into the treasurer's office. It would improve logistics, for buildings and grounds. But we didn't anticipate it being such a high cost. We have done some looking around, got some numbers. I think we can do it for under 10. So I recommended we decline this change order.
So moved.
Second it.
You're gonna
When you-
do,
Yeah, what do you mean you're looking around? I mean, what,
So
Can you help me explain
I've
that?
got some numbers on the gate, the concrete cutting.
Yeah.
The concrete work that needs to be done to make this happen. I believe it still needs to be done, but I think we can do it for under 10,000. And we wouldn't be able to do it until after this project's over though.
Sure.
That, that's something that Lee would like to have, right?
Yes.
We want to make sure we keep her happy.
Yeah, I definitely am not gonna let this fall off of our radar, so it's definitely gonna get done.
Okay.
so what's gonna be there up to the point that you do this?
It's just gonna be, right now, if you go back there, it's a staircase that goes up to a door. And it's got, solid, brick all the way around it. What we wanna do is cut that brick out wide enough so we can set a pallet up there. So right now, we're just not gonna do anything to it.
So are they still gonna put up the brick that we gotta tear back out, or are they not gonna do that?
No, there's nothing that is getting tore out in that area right now. It's just gonna remain the same as it has since the 70s.
Okay. Well, then-
77.
You had Mako hitting bid it just outside of the new addition, right?
No, this is a change order as part of the addition. So
But they weren't,
I went and got numbers from somebody else, in order for us to put it, we could put it together.
right?
Yeah, and it just we can get it done cheaper.
Okay, this was their bid,
Yes.
okay.
Yep.
Okay. But it's not anything they're doing, it's out there right now.
No.
It's not out there right now.
So there's stairs up there right now.
Right.
And it's brick, all the way around it, it's surrounded with brick.
Right?
And that's how it has been since 77 when
Right.
it was built. What we're proposing to do is cut that brick out,
Right.
a section of it, so we can set a pallet up
Pallet,
there.
yeah, yeah.
Have a gate, you know what I mean?
Okay,
It's gonna do like a chain gate or what kind of gate you gonna put
It'll
on
be
there?
a
Swing
welded
gate?
steel gate,
like a wrought iron gate.
yeah.
Yeah, but it'll just be able to unbolt it when you wanna use it, right?
Yeah, it'll be on a hinge, we'll be
Oh,
able to
got
open
it,
it up, yeah.
Swing in, hopefully swing in.
So this would be just pallet
Yeah.
for license
Yeah,
plates?
Yeah, just to set license plates up. Lee keeps her license plates right inside that door, so it'd be super convenient to be able to do that.
Be nicer if they got rid of license
Yeah.
plates. Get us to one.
Well, I mean, if you drive around much, you can see a lot of cars that have decided they didn't want license
There's a-
plates. I don't know what
Yeah.
about it. All right, that's for another.
Yeah, that's another day.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to, deny
Thanks,
the,
Jason.
Thank you.
not approve the change order. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. All right, thanks, Jace. Next up, public comments. Anybody sign our sheets?
I'll be heading to the jail.
All right, last thing on our agenda today is adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor,